everybody, Michelle with Creative Operation, back again. We're going to do pages 9 and 10 of my Tall Skinny Mini, and then we're going to bind them. So let's get started because we got a little bit to do here. This is the cover that I made for the pages that I'm making for the book that we're doing on the video today. So what I'm going to show you is how to bind it into the binding here. And I'll show you pages 9 and 10. Let's get going. So the first page, again with the cardstock, score it at 4 inches and at 8 inches, and then do it again at 11 inches. And then this red mark here is the 6-inch mark. And you want to just make one slit to the 11-inch score line on this side. Alright? And what this is going to do is when we fold the page, it'll fold like this. This will be the binding edge. The page will turn. We're going to fold one tab this way, one tab that way. Use some wet glue on the edges, and that'll create a little pocket here. And then when you turn this 3-inch page over, then you'll end up with a pocket on the top up here. Okay? So let's show you that with the cardstock. And there it is, the cardstock again. Score at 4, at 8, and then it does, I already glued them down, but 11 inches over here. Fold one little tab over, glue these two ends, and it creates a pocket for tags. Okay? And then you'll do the same on the other side, pocket for tags. When the page is folded and put into the book, binding edge, we'll glue the bottom to make the tall pocket. And then when it's bound, you'll have the first page, the second page, and then you'll have this page here, which will house a couple pockets. And then you have a little extra room for putting pictures or whatever you want on it. Then I just wanted to show you, and I'm going kind of quick, I'm sorry, if you have been watching, this is like the 4th video on how to make the pages, so they're all kind of basically based the same way. It's just different ways of cutting them and putting them together. So if I'm going really too fast, please go back and look at my other videos, because the first ones I took a lot more time kind of explaining everything. So if you take a piece of plain pattern paper, that's a good one. If you take a piece of pattern paper, double-sided to make the pages, do it the same way, again, 4, 8, 11. Fold the tab over, you'll glue it here, and that'll create the pocket. When you fold the pages, that'll create the pocket over here. Okay? So I hope that made sense. Alright? So that's page number 9, and then last page, number 10. Yay, we're almost done. So we got the cardstock here, and this one you're going to score at 4 and at 8, and then turn the page and score it at 4 and at 8 to this score mark here. Okay, so you only want to score it just a little bit. Alright, so again, 4, 8, turn the page, 4, 8, and stop at that first score line, and then you're going to want to cut those 2 scores. Alright, what this page is going to do is that this part here will end up, being the binding part. And this part here, you're going to take one side and fold it up. We're going to glue the sides here, which is going to create a pocket. And then when you flip it over, you're going to flip this part down, and that's all we're going to do with that. Because once you cover it and make it pretty, then that's going to be a flap that you can put, have secret pictures hidden or secret journaling hidden or whatever. So it's just a flat page like that. Alright? Now this one you could also, if you wanted to, you could also make it so that the pocket, if you glue it on the top and on the side, the pocket can come out, that way too. So you can do it either way. But this one that's folding up creates the pocket, and the one that's folding down is a flat page. Okay? So to show you what it looks like, all finished up with a piece of cardstock, here it is all folded up, and when it's all folded up, this will be the binding edge, and it'll look like this when you look in your book. And then I did it from the top, made the pocket page. You turn this little flippy-do here, and then there you go, you got your flat page, and then you have the long page here, and then the long page here. Okay? So then, the pattern paper This one I did a little bit different, and the reason why I did is because I wanted to kind of use as much of the contrasting side of the paper as I could. So I scored it the same, but I just folded this way, basically the opposite direction, so that the pocket ended up on the inside, and then the flap ended up on this side. Okay, so when it's folded up in your book, it'll be like this. And the reason I did that is because if you fold it the other way, you don't get as much of the contrasting paper, and I wanted to try and maximize the use of the contrasting paper. Okay, so then that's it. Alright, so now what I'm going to show you, and I'll show you with these last pages, how to bind the book. And this is how you bind it, so that, let me make sure I'm in frame here. And then how we bind it, and also to create the tall pockets. Okay, so we have our pages here. Now it's really important, make sure that your book is the right side up and your pages are all oriented the correct direction, because don't ask me how I know about putting pages in upside down. Okay, so what you're going to do is, if you've already looked on my blog, I did not do a video on this, it's on my blog. I showed you how I made the cover and how I did the binding, and the cover incorporated some stuff that I learned from Kathy at Paper Phenomenon, and then the binding mechanism I incorporated learning stuff from Laura from Follow the Paper Trail. But because the pages are 12 inches tall, I came up with a way to border the chipboard so that it's all covered up, because I really like finished chipboard. So please go check out my blog on how I did that. And then there'll be a whole tutorial on that, on how I made the cover and the binding. So I did not do a video on that, but here we go. So once you get the binding and the cover done, you're going to want to put a piece of score tape on each of the flaps that you have created to put the pages. Okay. Now the easiest way that I found to do this is, we'll take the first strip off here, and then what you're going to do is you're going to line this up, and I'm going to turn it sideways so I can see it really good, and then I'm probably going to get my head in the way. You guys are going to see all my gray hair, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with a little gray hair. Okay, so you're going to stick it down. So now you can see that first tab is stuck to the inside, okay? Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that strip off, and then I'm going to put a little bit of wet glue at the bottom here. Alright? Just like that. And then you're going to just fold your page over, and you're going to stick it down. And that is all there is to binding each page to your book. Okay? So, this was page number 10 that I just bound in the 10 slot here. What I said in the last video was that, get all your pages done, and then kind of arrange them out and make sure that they're, pleasing to your eye with the patterns and the colors and all that stuff. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to kind of line up all my pages after I'll put in page 9 so I can show you that again. And then I'm going to line up pages 1 through 8 and kind of make sure that I like the way that the colors are flowing and the pages are flowing and all that. Because you don't necessarily have to do them all in the same order. Okay? So let's do this next page just to show you again. I'm going to take that strip off, and I'm going to turn it sideways so I can see. And I'm going to get my head in the frame so you guys can see all my gray hair. And then I'm going to stick it down. Okay. And then I'm going to flip it over. And take this piece of score tape off. I'm going to get my wet glue here. And I'm going to do the wet glue on the bottom. If I can get it out of the thing here. And of course now it's stuck, which is always awesome when you're trying to do a video. Ugh, that's crazy. I can't get it unstuck. Alright, we're going to pretend. I can't get it unstuck, so I will do that later. Okay, so put your wet glue here, and then, of course, now I can't stick it down, so I'm going to put this back on there. Okay. And then fold your page over, stick it down, wet glue down here. That seals the pocket that we're going to have at the top of every page. Alright, so there is that set of pages. Ta-da. Okay, so now what I want you guys to do if you are making this book, go ahead and get your final pages done, put them in the book in the order that you want, and my next video will be going over the different tags and embellishments that I made to put in the book. Alright, so you guys have a really good day, stay crafty, and I will catch you next time. Thanks, bye.